class. How's it going? Today, I just wanted to take the time to show you some techniques that I've learned in my paint party and just painting in general journey. I say paint party because I'm getting ready for an event real shortly, and I'm super excited for it. It's my first time teaching kids how to paint. I normally teach them how to draw and do portraits and facial features. So, working with paint, I think, will be very exciting. So, just to get the basics of what I'll be painting I guess you could say a tropical palm tree sunset. It's nothing too crazy. It's simply just, playing with different colors, experimenting different shades. We'll be making some pinks, some blues, some oranges, and to just really see how that all blends together, you're pretty much making a sherbet in the sky with some beautiful palm trees to go along with it. So, with that being said, that is my overview. And now let's go into the supplies. So, if you're painting with me, you should have all acrylic paints. Make sure that you have a plate for your palette. I normally do not the styrofoam plates because they dry very fast, but if you use like a plate with a glossy surface, you'll be able to blend your paints better. And they don't dry as fast, if that makes sense. So, on one side, I have my primary colors that I'll be mixing, and honestly, these are the only colors you're going to need. I know in the stores you see they have colors already made. I would say that's more for painters that already know, getting the hang of how colors are made, but this is where the basics all really start out. So I'm super excited to share that with you. Also, you should have your two paintbrushes. I call this paintbrush Big Ben my best friend because he takes me throughout most of an entire painting. And we have itty bitty brush. We're not going to ignore it or leave it out. Itty bitty brush still does a lot of damage, I would say. Damage as in good, it gets those little details in the background that really makes your painting pop out. So these are your most important brushes no matter what. Please hold on to them. They are your best friends. Alright, and you should have a napkin. And the napkin is for when you clean your paints or blend with your paintbrushes with your water. So, just to show a demonstration how you clean your brushes, let's say your brush is a color and you want to switch, let's say it's orange and you want to switch it to blue. So what I would do is I dip my paintbrush into my cup and I just want to mix it, swirl in a circular motion, clockwise, counterclockwise, it doesn't matter as long as you spin that brush so the paint comes off. Okay, and then you see that water drip? You don't want that. So you're going to want to use the edge of your cup to just use the side of your brush to get that water off. You see how those drips come off? That is what you want. So you have that. And then after you clean your brush, once you have all your colors off, it's fresh, ready to go, the last thing you want to do is just dab dry your napkin. Make sure you get that excess water off. All extra water you do not want on your brush. And then after that, you should have a nice, it's not going to be completely dry, but, clean and ready to go for your next color, okay? Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to switch my camera over so you can see exactly how I, mix my colors and show how I blend. I'm going to teach you some fun techniques along the way. So if you're looking at the painting oh my gosh, what do I do? Just relax, calm down, woosah. This is supposed to be a paint session. It's a vibe, I want you to enjoy yourself, get a snack, get a favorite drink, and just allow all your creative juices to just flow. Just pretend that no one's in the room, even if there may be like 5 or 10 other people in there with you. You guys are all painting together, learning together, and having a good time together. So I'll switch my camera over. All right, so for this part of the painting, we're pretty much just going to get used to how we pick up our colors off of our palette using our Big Ben brush, our best friend, okay? So let's say we want to start off with a basic color. We're gonna start off with some yellows, make some oranges, go into our reds, and then make our purples. So we're gonna start first picking up some of our yellow. We want to take the side of our brush and scoop it up. And then you're going to want to place your color on your mixing area. This is where you're going to be, this is where all the magic happens, okay? So this is the exciting part about it, is you're just getting the hang of picking up your colors. And I say about 2 scoops should do it. Now what you do with that yellow, we're going to go from some yellows and some reds into our purples and blues. So we're going to start off with some yellows. We can go ahead and just get comfortable with brushing our color across the canvas. We're just getting the hang of brushing our canvas. Make sure that you paint below the bottom half of your canvas, because we're going to take our light colors and shift them up. We're going to make a pretty gradient effect, and I'll show you what that means in a minute. So right now I'm just brushing my yellow across the canvas like so. All right, and if you run out of yellow from your mixing section, you could just go ahead and pick up, like I say, use the side of your brush to scoop up that color, and then you're going to want to place that over here on your mixing section. Then you're going to pick up your yellow and continue to brush across the canvas. Now, if you want to make it really interesting, you can go ahead, and if you still got some yellow on your mixing section, you can go ahead and make some oranges. So how do I make some orange? I'm going to pick up a little bit of red. This red is a very strong color, so you want to go ahead and be super careful when you pick it up. So you're going to scoop just a little bit with the corner of your brush again, and you're going to want to mix that in a circular motion in your yellow, okay? And if I'm going too fast, please feel free to pause, rewind throughout the video. I don't want you to feel rushed. You can even slow down the speed if you like. So I'm gonna go ahead and, still on the first half of my canvas, just go ahead and blend, brush down my orange. And you see, if you notice, my color is painting on top when in my reference it's blended. So here's a little trick that I do. I go ahead and I get my water, and I just want to dip just a little bit with the tip of my brush, and then blend that in with my yellow. And you could pick up a little bit of water as you go for both of those colors to mix. You paint them next to each other, you dip it in that water, your paintbrush, and you blend those colors in. And if you can see now, it's really starting to blend in well together. So that's a trick on how I blend. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up the rest of my orange and just paint across the canvas in a nice, relaxing brushing motion. You can go as crazy as you want, don't let me stop you. But let's start. If you're ready to play with your colors some more, I'll show you little more tricks. So if you want to make lighter yellows, if you want to make a lighter orange, my bad, you're going to pick up some white with the corner of your brush. And this is how you make light orange and make that nice creamsicle orange. And then you're going to want to paint that in the lighter section of your painting. So again, our mission, folks, is to paint from light to oranges to that nice blue purple sky. And don't worry about that, we're going to get there very soon. This is a pretty quick tutorial, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you how we get to that color up to that point in a minute. So like I said, we want to pick up some water with our paintbrush, and if you like, you don't have to, but I just like to blend in my colors so it starts to look like it has that rainbow sherbet effect. Okay, and you can start, feel free to play around with the oranges. Here you can do half of yellow and half of red. Remember, the darker you get, the more red you'll need, the more orange your sky will be, I should say. And I know that color can be annoying to run out, so I dip my water with my brush, and then I continue to brush as I go. And doesn't this feel relaxing? Doesn't this feel like you're already there? We want to paint a place, a safe place. We can go ahead and feel like we're ourselves. And that's what this painting is pretty much about. We just want to make a safe place for ourselves. And as you can see, I'm now holding my canvas because I can get a little crazy with the brush. We all can. And don't worry about that. We are all different types of painters, and I think that's what makes our art so special. Okay, so let's say I think I want to make some purple, not purple, not yet. I say some pinkish tones. So I like to go ahead and pick up some white with my red. And then I continue to brush across the canvas like so. Again, we are just playing around with our lighter colors. And then we'll be ready in a bit. We'll start painting in our darker tones. Okay, I think I want to play with some oranges here. So I'm going to mix my white with a nice creamy reddish orange and just fill in the rest of that space. You can do a variety of many types of colors here, so don't be afraid of messing up. You can always paint over a color you want. Just know that you start small. I always start with yellow. It's an easy color to start off with, and then you mix from there. Now let's say you want to start with just, regular color. You can just add right here. Add it to your mixing section. And mix in some more tones. Dip some water. And allow it to blend in. Because that's what we want. We want our colors to mingle, to have a conversation, to talk things out. I'm seeing my red is talking to these oranges and these yellows, and it is not stopping. Now let's say I want to make some darker tones of red and start moving my way up into my canvas. So I'm going to go ahead and let's start with a fresh, clean brush. So again, how I taught earlier, we want to dip our brush in our water and mix in a circular motion just to get the paint out. All right, make sure we're nice and clean. We want to get our extra water off the edge of our cups. And then go ahead and dab dry it out. So it's now ready for a fresh, brand new color. So I'm going to pick up my red. Silly me. Pick up my red. And you know, I'm gonna start with a little bit of blue with the corner of my brush. Now this blue is also very powerful. So you just wanna go ahead and mix a little bit as we go. And you should start getting a nice purplish tone. We're gonna go ahead, add in some more, a little bit of blue until we get it to that purplish color. And you know what? We're gonna add some white and really just brighten it up a bit so it's ready for a fresh new transition. I like to play around with my purples here and just to get a vibe for what kind of tone I want. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint into my sky. You know what? We're just getting a vibe for purple right now. So even if it's not that purple you want, we're just gonna lay it down and have it ready for another wonderful tone of purple. So I think I'm going to make a pink. So I'm going to clean my brush. You know, when you work from light to dark, that is the easiest. But when you are working from dark to light, you are going to be struggling with your brush all day. So I'm just going to go ahead, start fresh. I think I'm gonna make a pink. So I'm gonna land my red color there. Pick up some white, mix it in, and get a nice, beautiful pink going. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of blue, just a little bit. Start to really play with those colors. I want to get a light purple, so I start with my white and my red to make pink. And then I start to play with some tones with my blue. So as you can see, I'm getting to a nice, fairly purple color. I'm gonna go ahead now and fill in the rest of my open gaps here with that and let my canvas know it's ready to get darker. So we're just playing with our shades. Again, you can spread your color out with this water by dipping the tip of your brush. You can pick up a little water and just blend that in together. And now you can see your purplish pink is now dancing with the rest of your majestic shades that you made. And I can't wait to see how these look when you guys share them with me. I'm super excited for that. I want to see through the eyes of each and every one of my students. So if you're down for the challenge, you can go ahead and share your work on social media. You can tag Suplexity or Painting with Mama Plex so I know where you came from. I am on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. So yes, I'm excited to know what you come up with. All right. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and continue to play with my purplish tones. Again, if you want it more red, you just pick up more red. I like to pick up a little bit of blue as I go and really get those purplish tones in. All right, and just start to make that transition with your brush into the next part of your painting. I dip my water with my brush. I'm having a great time, y'all, with this, dipping my water with this brush, and I hope you are too. Now we're gonna go ahead and start from the other side now, just to switch things up. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean my brush. Make sure we get all of that purple, all of that red off. Then I'm going to dab dry nice and gently with my napkin. All right, and then I'm going to pick up my blue. No need to mix, just pick up your blue. You're going to scoop it and place it on your mixing section. I say 2 scoops should do it. And then go ahead and start painting those dashes across your sky from the other direction. Starting from the top, working your way to the bottom. And we're just making light streaks across our sky for the second half of our painting. So feel free to dip into your paint and also pick up some water with a little bit of your brush and paint streaks into that as well. And this is where we see the magic happen. We are going to transition, I would say combine our concoction of our purples and our blues. So I'm just continuing to put in the rest of my streaks. And then I'm going to clean my brush and get it ready to make that purple. So after I get my brush clean, I pick up my paper towel, dab dry, and now I'm going to go back to making different tones of purples to really have them all mingled together. So you could start with red and blend in with that blue, or you could start with blue. I'm gonna show you could start with blue and work with red, but just know if you do that, it's not going to pop out as much. So if you want a lighter purple, just remember you start with red and then you make blue. You start with red and then you pick up a little bit of blue. My apologies. Okay? Or you can do blue and a little bit of red. You can even pick up a little bit of white if you really want to make it pop. But to make it more colorful, you can either add more red or you can add more blue. So I'm pretty much just playing around with the colors at this point. But I'm gonna go ahead and start blending in my purples together. You can come from a nice reddish tone. All right. I mostly like the reddish tones. I will admit I do. You can even play around with nice creamy red and add a little bit of blue in there. I'd say more red. That red really makes it pop. But it does, if you're really looking for a specific color, it will take time, so please be patient. But, you know, we're all having fun here. We're just getting used to blending our colors and achieving that look to how we want it. So I'm just painting in the rest of my purples where I feel it deserved to be painted. If it's too blue, I just brush it to the top. If it's too red, I paint it towards the middle. It is as simple as that. Remember to clean your brush also if you are rotating through different colors. I'll even do a creamy oranges pink just to see how that looks. So you should be having a very vibrant palette over there, my apprentice, or however you would like to be addressed. You know what? Those colors didn't match in there, but we gonna go ahead and make it pop. Like I said, we're enjoying ourselves. We're having a great time. Are we not? If we're not, let me know. Because I want to make it seem like this is the most intense art class you have ever taken. But I want you to feel like you're able to express yourself, be you in the best way how. And remember, if your color is looking dull, I would just go ahead and start over with a fresh brush. Because as you can see, I'm not getting the best color right now. So I'll go ahead, I clean my brush, and I just dab dry. Okay, start with my red, add in some blue and make those purples. You can do blue, add red. Get some lovely violets going. And remember to use your brush to blend your colors if you want that look. If you want that look, you gotta go get that look. Let's see, I'm gonna even try a light blue. And then I'm gonna get some red and see how that's feeling. It doesn't hurt to experiment with new colors. As long as you get the hang of it, everything else is peachy. This is just an experience for you to have for yourself. This is you having fun. This is just say these words to yourself as you paint. And know that you can do it, that your painting does matter. It matters a lot to me that you're here painting with me today. And I just want to acknowledge that. There is no such thing as a perfect painting unless you say it is. I hope that makes sense. But what I'm trying to say is that no painting came out perfect. Great paintings were made on accident. And even if it doesn't come out how you love, how you like it, it's all about how it made you feel making it. You should feel at your best. You should be at your most expressive. You should feel like you own this painting. And that there is nothing bigger than you in this. This is all your creation. So I feel my sky is just complete how I like it. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to clean my brush and get it ready for my palm trees. Literally the easiest step of this whole painting. So just bear with me. And we're also going to have little itty bitty brush to help us out. So, you know what? Yeah. we're going to go ahead and make the stumps of our trees. I think that's the fair thing to say we should do next. So I'm going to load my brush on both sides with some black. And I'm going to go ahead, you could put as many palm trees as you want. I am not in control of anything in your painting. I'm just teaching you how the special moves work. So you can go ahead. I start from the bottom, of course, with how I start my trunks. I'll start with the bottom on the flat side of my brush. And then as I'm going up, I make it thin. So let me show you a demonstration. I start from the bottom of my canvas and land that color. And then I'm going to stop when I feel it's long enough to where it's at. And then I want to go ahead and draw my line down so I could make that palm tree solid. So I'm just painting starting from the bottom going up. You can go down too. I'll show you how that looks if you're curious. You start from the top and end off with the flat side of your brush going down the bottom. And you can go back over it using both sides of your brush. All right. And I'm gonna go ahead and add about, I'm gonna say five palm trees should do it. So I'm gonna add another one going up. Make it however long as you want. Do not look at me to say this is where my painting or my trunk stops. No, it could be however long of a tree you want. All right. I think I'm gonna add just one more. Why not? Why not, right? Just one more tree. We're going to paint our trunk going up and just fill in our tree with our brush. You can start from the bottom to the top, or you can start bottom to top. It is up to you. So I think we're done here with Big Ben. He has carried us throughout a long journey. We're going to go ahead and give him a break now. So we're going to clean him up. Make sure he's nice and clean. Make sure you get all that black paint off. And so you're ready to dab dry it. And just give him a little break. You know, I think he's gonna sit out for the rest of this painting. I think so, but we'll find out. We'll see. Okay. So we're gonna work with itty bitty brush now. It is his time to shine. So we're gonna go ahead, no need to mix any colors. I'm gonna teach you how to start painting your branches. So we're going to just start with painting little lines coming out of our trunk and make them longer, making a branch coming out. You could start from drawing your branch out first to the longest length you want, as long as you want. And then paint little leaves under it. You're going to go ahead and press with your brush on the flat side and then draw it out. And you can even do palm trees where you draw from the longest branch, like so. And you can go ahead and start adding branches on both sides afterwards. So your tree is looking nice and full and healthy. So I'm just going to add little branches as I go. You can do little branches, you can do big branches. I normally start with small branches going out and then drawing your little branches coming out of that. And then the more higher your branches are, the more leaves that I give them. Then I do the same. I'm just making branches coming out and all around my painting, all around my tree, my apologies. And you just want to give it like a nice head of hair all around. and start adding those branches coming out. Oh, and if you want to add birds, let's just get this out the way right now. If you want to add some birds, you can add them anywhere that you want. I'm gonna add my birds at a height where we can see them and they can see us. So I just go ahead and draw a little V with my bird. You know how to draw a V? Because we don't really write anymore, so this is pretty much how you draw a V. I don't know why I said that. I mean, it's been a minute because, you know, we have technology. Don't make me go on a tangent because I will. But yeah, we're just adding little V's. You can make them as big as you want. I mean, I like to add little variety here and there so that they know. It just makes your painting stand out, I should say. So I'm gonna leave my birds right there and continue making my branches. So I didn't want to put y'all through the whole process of me putting each branch on, but you pretty much get the idea. But I'm gonna just go ahead now and do the finishing touches, add some stars in my background and my signature. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some white, and just a quick little tip on how to make stars the easy way. I just dip with the tip of my brush and I start making polka dots into my sky. You know, as many as you want. I'm not in control of how many stars you want to put. You could put 1,000,000 stars on there if you want, but I'm not going to be here all day. But you get the idea though. I just want you to feel free in your journey of making this painting. So I made my stars. And I'm just gonna go ahead, you could pick any color as long as it's not white so that it doesn't show in the corner. You can put it wherever you want though, as long as you pick a color that works for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my black and just sign in the corner of my painting. Of course, you know this is your girl, Mama Flex, Sue. And I think I'm gonna put in my finishing touches after this. If you still got time with me, make sure you put some finishing touches in your painting, yeah? And you already know where I have to put my little buddy. But yes, I hope that you enjoyed this paint session with me. As you can see, we came up with a lovely creation. If you don't think so, then I want to see it. I want to check it out because you went out of your way to finish this painting with me. I already said, take the picture, share it to me on socials. I'm active on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can hashtag Suplexity, paint with Mama Plex. And if you have any further questions or concerns or anything that you liked about this painting, let me know in the comments. I would love to learn more about how you guys work, how I can be a better teacher for you, and most importantly, how we can all have a good time together. And I hope that you enjoyed this paint session with me and to keep on painting your heart out.